Hello, everyone. This is another Black Conservative. I am Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me once again. I want to thank everyone who tunes in to watch my videos. Let me just put it out there. I know I don't have a big crowd of people, but I thank you all for taking the time to listen to my videos and promote my videos. I really appreciate all of you, and I thank you. But, what I want to talk about in this video is something that's really uplifting, because we get so much negativity from a lot of the nonsense that's going on in our world. Every now and then, it's good to hear something good. And what I'm about to read to you in this article is a short article. You might think some people might say, well, how is that good? But it is good. And I'm about to share with you what this goodness is all about. A 75-year-old woman in Oakland, California used a 357 Magnum. Now, this woman is 75 years old. Used a 357 Magnum to ward off some intruders that tried to break into her home. And she didn't get hurt. Neither did the intruders get hurt. They actually fled the premises. But suffices to say, the woman is she bad. She bad. So let's get into this article here. 75 years old. I've never shot a 357 Magnum, but my God, I can only imagine the recoil on that. But anyway, a 75-year-old woman who was home alone at 2 a.m. in Oakland, California, used a 357 Magnum against alleged intruders. KTVU reported the incident on Sunday, noting that the two alleged intruders were armed. Now, that's the crazy thing. They were armed, okay? Remember that. The woman shot at the suspects, who then returned fire and fled the scene. It's terrible. And they got a car, got the place roped off. The woman's daughter spoke to KTVU about the incident, saying, "It's absolutely unbelievable what she was able to do. It's amazing. She is a superwoman. We're all just lauding her and just amazed at her wherewithal." Neighbor Dave Ledior said, "This woman is a hero. She kept her wits about her." Can you say that again? Okay, I mean, really? I mean, some people half her age would have been screaming and hollering and hooping and scared to death. But here, this woman, 75 years old, yeah, you go ahead now. You go ahead with your bad self. And that's it. That's the end of that article right there. It was a very short article, but I guess Robert News said, let's cover something positive here. But I'm going to assume, though, that the mainstream media did not really cover that in any length, okay? Because after all, it's a gun, right? And the mainstream liberal media, they're against guns, because guns are killing people, all this gun violence. Guns are killing people. They're just jumping up out, jumping up out of the dresser drawers, or jumping up out of the glove compartment in the car, or jumping up from underneath the bed, and they're just putting themselves up there and they're just shooting people, yeah. Guns are killing people. These guns are killing people. So the mainstream news, I'm wondering if they have covered this particular story to any significant length. I'm going to assume that they did not. I'm pretty sure they covered it, but not in significant length. But my God, if it had been a white male shooting up a bunch of people, and there had been any black people involved in the shooting of the shooting, they'd have been all over it. They would have been all over it. Demonize, white people are evil. They need to be taken out. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, man. It's this is just really incredible news. It's positively shows that no matter how old you are, okay, you still can defend yourself. Now, imagine if she didn't have a gun. Imagine if she didn't have a 357 Magnum or any form of weaponry. What could have possibly happened to this woman? 75 years old. These alleged intruders had guns. The article says they had weapons. They had guns. They were shooting at her. Okay, they said that. She didn't get injured, neither did they, and they fled the scene. But the fact is, they returned fire. Now, what if she didn't have a gun? What would have happened? Who knows? They could have found her and possibly shot and killed her, or who knows? But thankfully, she was someone who believed in carrying firearms. You know, it's crazy how I've seen so many movies in the past where, and I know it's all in entertainment, and if the person had a gun, it would be over just like that, right? But I've seen so many movies in the past that tends to support this idea, in whether directly or indirectly, one can assume and assess that on their own, but tends to support this idea of no guns. No guns, period. I've seen movies where the criminals or some killer will break into the home, and a person to be cowering in some corner somewhere, trying to use the phone to call the police. Excuse me, the killer, he's in the apartment. Ma'am, what floor is he on? Oh, he's on the first floor. I hear him. Can you hear him? Can you hear him? Can you hear? Please send the police. Please send the police. You know, they're speaking real low, because they don't want to alert the murderer that has just invaded their home. Now, for entertainment purposes, that makes sense. But come on, now, reality, really? Are you serious? You sitting up waiting? You on the phone? You cowered away in some closet somewhere? Okay, asking the dispatcher to send the police. But you got to speak real low. You got to speak low so that the killer or the invader of your home doesn't hear you and come up there and blow your head off, cut you up or whatever. Okay. And you said, meanwhile, this person is walking around the house. Who's to say that the time between the police officer leaving wherever they're at and reaching the home is not going to be enough, okay, before that killer, that intruder, reaches the victim and takes him out? But if they had a gun, it would be over in a minute. Like I said, entertainment purposes, that would solve everything. Of course, you know what I mean. It would solve everything. It'd be over. Boom. But kind of like what Bruce Lee said in Enter the Dragon when he was sitting in that office, and the man was telling him about Hans and the island and what Hans was doing, and Bruce Lee with his legs crossed and speaking in that strong, speaking in that powerful accent that he had, he says, "Why don't they just take a 45 Magnum and bang, settle it?" And the guy, it's like, no guns allowed. And Bruce Lee said, yeah, because he knew that all you needed was a gun, and that would have solved the whole problem. See, what the left fails to look at is how many lives are saved from guns. They want to focus on all the lives that are taken with guns, but they never focus on all the lives that are saved with guns. Because the reality of the matter is, if you call police officers in, if the person doesn't have guns and you call the police got guns, and they go, bah, 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 they take the killer out or killers out or shooters out or whatever, and guess what? They took them out with their guns, thus preventing them from taking more lives, even if the idea of taking lives was in the mind of the person with the gun. Either way it go, having guns actually prevents more people getting shot and killed. It's all on the mindset of the person that has the gun. It's all on the mindset. If they're a criminal or an insane, crazy person, the gun is the easiest way to take out as many people as you possibly can. But when you're a sane person, law-abiding person, you're a sane person, and you don't want to, you don't have the mindset and attitude to shoot somebody just because they're looking at you the wrong way, you can save many, many lives. Didn't that not happen some years ago? Another church shooting happened. I can't remember what had happened. I can't remember particularly what state or what city it was in America. I know that. This guy comes in, starts shooting people, and another guy who's in the church is armed. And guess what he does? Pop, 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 takes the guy out. The guy is interviewed, okay? And in the interview, he says, I forget if he says, in the interview, that's what he says. He says, "I neutralized the threat." Now, I believe this man was a man of God that neutralized the threat. And it seemed like the way the reporter was asking him was trying to ask him in a way to make him feel guilty. He looked at him in the face and said, "I neutralized the threat." Now, let me say this at the end of this video. Myself, my pastor, his wife, and our church, we believe in firearms. We believe that people should there should be regulations for people that shouldn't have firearms. We believe in that, but we do believe in firearms. Okay, and we pack. So when I go to church, I'll be praising the Lord, hallelujah, glory, 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 praise the Lord, I mean, hallelujah, glory, and I'll be having my eyes closed, but one eye be open. One eye be open, because if some knucklehead come through that door, ooh-wee, talking about you want to shoot up all the people, bro, you better be ready. You better ready, because see, look, if you kill me, I'm going to heaven. So I win either way, because if you kill me, I'm going to hell. But if I kill you, going straight to hell. So who's the winner here? The people with the guns and they're saved and they love the Lord. And if you kill us, we going to heaven. But if we wipe you out, you going straight to the pits of Gehenna. Just telling you like it is, bruh. Okay? yeah. Having guns in the right hands helps solve problems and doesn't create problems. And in this instance, hurrah to this woman, this 75-year-old woman. Can you imagine the recoil? As I said in the introduction of this video, can you imagine the recoil? 75 years old, I can't help but wonder, was this woman in shape or was she running off adrenaline or what? But the recoil from a 357 Magnum, from what I understand, is pretty heavy. But yet she used it. And the article doesn't state anything about her being hurt or any of that. So that's just incredible. Hurrah for her. I applaud her. Thank God no one got hurt. So that's what I wanted to say on that. What do you guys think about this 75-year-old superwoman, as the individual says here? What do you guys think about this? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.